If you couldn't tell by the title of this video, this is my summer 2021 favorites. If you didn't know, the first day of fall was last Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know. I'm a busy bitch with work. Work has been busy, so you're getting this video today. This summer is officially over. I decided to do this video and just kind of show y'all my favorite products that I love throughout the summer. And yeah, let's just get into this video. So I'm going to start with skincare, body care, then I'm going to move on to makeup, and then fragrances. I typically do my eyes first, then my complexion. So with that being said, the first eyeshadow palette that I've been loving this past summer, this shouldn't be anything new to anyone that knows me. It is the Natasha Denona Love Palette. The names aren't correct on this because I popped them out and moved them around, but this is one of my favorite palettes ever to use. If you're new here, hi, my name is Andrew and I love pink and purple eyeshadows, and this palette is amazing. It's what I used on my eyes today. Natasha Denona cannot do any wrong when it comes to this palette. Now the retro palette, that's something else. I don't know about that one. But this one is beautiful and I've been loving it all summer long. This next eyeshadow palette that I've been loving this past summer is none other than the Natasha Denona Gold palette, Whip to a Baddie, because I believe I've heard a little rumblings, is that this has been discontinued and you can't get it anywhere else. You can get the mini, but I don't have the mini. But I love this palette so much. I've been loving it, especially in my job. If y'all don't know, I work at a nonprofit, so sometimes I don't want to wear like a vibrant pink and purple eye look. So I'll pull this palette out and I'm never disappointed with this palette. So love it. These next three are, I don't know, single shadows? No, not technically not single shadows, but they're duos. What I'm talking about are the Auric Smoke Reflect Cream and Powder Eyeshadow Duos. I have all three with me right here. Auric team, Samantha Ravindall, if you're watching, hi, it's me again. I know y'all probably busy and I've been seeing your Instagram stories, but can we please get a black? If y'all don't already know, I'm here to tell you, throw a little bronzer in the crease, pop on the cream all over the lid, pop on the powder all over the lid, boom, you're good to go to work. These are beautiful. The way the light hits them is so chef's kiss. And then also they look so textured on the lid too, but not textured in the way that they're flaky and make your eyes look crazy. It's just, they're just so beautiful. So Auric team, if you're watching, thank you. Samantha Ravindall, thank you. And if there's a black coming out, just let me know. So moving on to the next three products that I've been loving this past summer. This first one is the Bite Beauty Upswing Liner. Bite Beauty did send this to me. I am on the PR list. I don't get everything sent to me, but this was sent to me. I love this. I don't know what it was in the summer, but like I was just in a liner, especially a brown liner, but obviously this is black. So Bite Beauty, if you're listening and you're watching, come out with a brown liquid liner in this formula because this formula is amazing. This next eyeliner is from KVD Beauty. This one was a sleeper hit because at first I wasn't a big fan, but again, this summer I was just in like a liner kick and I was like, because I've had this for a while, and this summer I was in a liner kick and I was just like, let's do a liner every day. So my only qualm with this is that even though the formula right now is working great, when I first bought it, I thought it was a little dry, but I just had to give it a little time. I put it upside down so all the ink could get into the tip or whatever. So that's the only thing, is that when you first buy it, you might think that it's, I don't know, expired or dried out, but just make sure that it's sitting this way so the ink is going down to the tip and you'll be fine. This last eye product that I want to talk about is a mascara. But what I've been loving this summer, and since I bought it honestly, is this L'Oreal Paris Air Volume Mega Mascara. This makes me look like I have actual lashes, and my natural lashes are pretty short, but this really just fans them out and makes them look thicker and fuller without them looking clumpy. And I like that. So L'Oreal team, if you're watching, thank you, and don't ever discontinue this. I don't know if mascaras ever get discontinued, but I know for a fact, if I catch word that this is being discontinued, I'm probably going to buy the whole stock in my Target. So for the most part, I'm wearing a skin tint or a very, 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 very lightweight foundation because I sweat. It's not oils. It's not because I have oily skin. It's because at my job, I be running in and out of buildings, having meetings, doing all that. So I'm sweaty almost always in the summer. So I don't typically powder, but when I do, I use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush powder. I have it in the shade 3. This looks light, I know. But for like I don't use this to powder my whole face. I don't do all that. My skin is too dry. But if I want, especially for like a high glam or a really glam look, I will powder my under eye. I don't know what it is about this formula. This is a cult favorite of many YouTubers and content creators. So this is nothing new to y'all, but like as for someone that has dry skin, for me to like a powder, it needs to be flawless. And this is flawless. It really just looks like someone just took an airbrush tool underneath your eyes and it looks amazing and it looks natural too in natural light. It doesn't look cakey and heavy, which is my problem usually with like concealers or powder underneath my eyes. They always look heavy, they always look cakey, always dries out my skin, but this is just so beautiful on the skin and y'all don't need me to tell you this. So moving on to bronzers, one of my favorite categories here. I'm telling y'all, these next 3 products, well, one of them might shock you because I haven't talked about it online. I don't think I've used it in any of my Instagram posts. I'm talking about the Glossier Solar Paint Luminous Bronzer Cream. When I tell you this bronzer looks like golden hour in a tube, oh my god, it's so beautiful. And this is what it looks like swatched onto my hand. When I tell you there's like a very, very faint luminosity to it when you first apply it and when you blend it out. Like it's luminous, but it's not like glittery, you know? It's just very, and this is a hefty swatch. It looks like the powers that be at Glossier harness the sun's ability to create golden hour and put it in a tube. This looks beautiful. These next 2 bronzers are cream bronzer. The first bronzer that I want to talk about is this Danessa Myricks Cream Bronzer. When I tell you this will have you looking like you went running in a field of sunflowers, this will. There's not much I can say about it because, I mean, look at the dent I've made. Look at the dent I've made. Next bronzer might be a little controversial, but this is a beautiful everyday bronzer, and I'm talking about the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Bronzer. I have it in the shade Chestnut. This honestly just looks so beautiful for everyday looks. Going to work, put your brush in there, boop, 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 boop. Blend it out, go about your day. You'll look gorgeous for the rest of the day. These are all 3 of the bronzers swatched. So the first one from top to bottom is the Anastasia Beverly Hills one. The one that's in the middle that's covering up my tattoo is the Danessa Myricks bronzer, and the one next to that one is the Glossier Radiant Illuminizing Bronzer. So moving on to blushes and highlight, the first cream blush that I want to talk about is this e.l.f. Putty Blush. I don't know why e.l.f. doesn't put the names, and that's what this blush looks like swatched on me. This is a beautiful, like, natural everyday look. I feel like although I like the Fenty, and this might be controversial, I actually like the Fenty cream blushes, but if you wanted something that's similar to the Fenty cream blush but not as dewy and thin, I think the e.l.f. Putty blushes are, I think they're pretty good, and they're only like $6, and I've been scrubbing my brush in here and using it almost every single day. So if that doesn't mean anything, then I don't know what will. Next product is a highlight that I've been loving, honestly, ever since I bought it, like I want to say like a year ago, but I've been loving it as like a blush topper and as like a standalone blush and a highlight because it's like a multi-purpose makeup product, and what I'm talking about is the Glowgasm Beauty Light Wand from Charlotte Tilbury. I have it in the shade Peachgasm. So that's what this looks like swatched in the back of my hand. This is beautiful. I actually have a backup of this one because I like it that much, and I've been using it ever since I bought it. And I really like it for like no makeup looks that I've been doing this past summer, just because sometimes it's just too hot to be wearing foundation or like a skin tint. Go to your local Sephora and just check it out because this is beautiful, especially when the sun just hits the tops of your cheekbones. you will thank me. I think that's the end of this video. Thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah. Don't forget to go head over to my socials if you want more details of this look. I'm going to go, what time is it? It's 12:41. I'm going to go take a nap. And yeah, see you guys next time. Work appropriate looks. I say work appropriate because like I'm going to work with like a green smoky eye, but it is what it is. Not everyone is me. Shadows, but they're duos and they're